A lot of my intending parents from US are always like, why is it only UK you talk about? You don't talk about USIP. USIP, this video is for you. So let's talk about your embassy, your embassy application. Let's talk about it this morning. I think one of the reasons why I majorly focus on UK embassy is because they kind of believe in documents, or let me put it this way, some embassy believes in genetic relationship, why some embassy don't, they don't really stress so much on genetic relationship. Okay, so when we're talking about genetic relationship, it means that baby has to be genetically related to at least one of the parents. Why some embassies, yes, that is their belief, even if you have a lot of documents to prove whatever it is you have done, that yes, this is surrogacy, so far there is no genetic relationship, some embassy will basically throw your application away. And one of such embassy is US embassy. Okay, so US embassy believes in genetic relationship with the baby. At least one of the parents has to be genetically related to the baby. Before now, US embassy will basically issue US passports to married couple, even if one of the couple is a US citizen. But the recent practice now is that the parent who is a US citizen has to be genetically related to the baby. So if you are husband and wife, and the husband is the only one that is genetically related to the baby, and your husband is a US citizen, yes, automatically your baby will be a US citizen. So what I'm saying in essence is this: the parent who is genetically related to the baby has to be a US citizen. It is through this means that you can actually pass your citizenship to your baby. Some documents that are usually needed, I will just, it could be more based on your situation. Okay, of course, a proof of your citizenship. So you need to prove that you are a US citizen. You would also require ID, your identity card as well. Also, your baby needs the national population certificate. For me, as a matter of doing what is right, I always want to follow due diligence. If we are to follow due diligence, meaning that we will have to go to court for custody order. But US embassy, they kind of overlook this. Okay, with just Nigeria national population certificate, yeah, that is just what they need for intending parents who are applying for CRBA for their baby. By the way, CRBA is the application form for baby born abroad to US citizen. Okay, in addition to this, of course, you have to also fill the passport form for your baby. That's the US passport form. And there is also another form you will fill is if one of you is not in Nigeria as at the time of birth. Okay, so you can also or actually consult with me to get all these forms. Okay, and of course, you have to now focus on the surrogacy part. This is the pathway through which you have your baby. We are talking about your embassy compliance surrogacy contract. Of course, you can go through our bio on Instagram to download embassy compliance surrogacy program. For US intended parents, the agreement between you and the surrogate mother is just okay for this purpose. Okay, also you will need your medical reports, antenatal folders, antenatal file, whatever it is, medical reports. All these are okay, evidence of your surrogate mother pregnant. If you have a picture during pregnancies, pictures of scans, you can all attach that. Picture of your babies at delivery, when you're there, if you're there, all that. You kind of had to add that to your application. Okay, and of course, don't also forget that DNA is important. So DNA, for as far as US embassy is concerned, it has to be done by their own center. They don't believe in any other DNA center other than their own DNA center. So don't jump at DNA, because if you do it now, you will have to repeat it again, despite that you have done it before, by the time you get to your interview date. And by the way, applications are usually done online. So once you do the application, you'll be invited for the interview. You go in. One of you can go. It's not a must that husband and wife go together. Just one of you can just go and attend this interview. Okay, so once they are okay with the interview, you have all the document, they have all these document. Like I said, they are more of concern with their concern is usually on genetic relationship. So even if you have all the perfect documents, their focus is on DNA. Okay, so they are going to ask for DNA at the end of the day. And although I've had few of my intended parents who did not do DNA, and you know, I don't know for whatever reason, US embassy just didn't ask them to proceed to DNA section, and you know, they just issue the passport, and that is it. So but for as many intended parents as possible, yes, DNA is a must. Okay, so you could do your DNA. Once the DNA result is comes out and it's okay, then of course your baby gets the passport. Okay, so US intended parents, hope I'm free. I've talked about your embassy today. I hope you learned one or two things. If you need further clarification, you can always book a consultation with us. Our number is 070-341-33307. God bless you and have a very nice day. Bye. Love you.